It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that. Hi, this is Kari from Sky Properties, and today we're going to talk about negotiating price on your units. So when you renew a tenant's lease, I highly recommend that before you offer them a price on their renewal or offer an enhancement, that you go and look and see what the competition's doing. You can't just raise the price by 10%. You need to know what the prices are before you do that. You also need to know what the amenities are at your competition and what they're offering. Because the last thing you want is your tenant to come to you with comps in the neighborhood that are a better price than what you've offered, and they're gonna get more or get a move-in special or some type of discount. You wanna know what's out there before you offer them a lease renewal, because you wanna use that information to make them an offer that they can't refuse. You don't wanna lose a good tenant, but you also don't wanna lose your client money. Be ready to offer a fair price, hopefully more money for your client. One of the things that I like to do is possibly give them a paint refresh or add an accent wall, change out a stove for a newer one. I try to think about the cost that it would cost me if I had to turn the unit over and factor that into a lease renewal if I have to. If the tenant comes and wants to negotiate, I think that's the time where you have to think about all the things that you would have to do on a turnover, plus the downtime getting a new tenant and whether or not they'll be a good tenant like your current tenant is. For a new building, if someone comes to you and says, I found an apartment that's cheaper and it's a direct comp, I would hope that you've already looked at that direct comp, because if not, you're not doing your job. You need to know what the competition is, and that means actually getting on a pair of tennis shoes and looking at your competition. You need to see all of your competition that's out there. You need to know the market upside down and backwards. You should have a list of building and what their amenities are and why or why not they're a good comp or a bad comp, or if the price is different. You should have a whole list of that so that when a tenant comes to you at your new building, you're able to say, well, this building's better in this way, but our building is better because of this, or our price was adjusted to this amount because that has a fireplace, or whatever the amenity happens to be, or the reason why. You need to know why your building's better and why you've priced your unit the way that you have. Because if you don't know why, you're not going to be able to communicate that to an incoming tenant and prove to them that your building's worth every penny.